This tutorial is going to show you about a great open educational resource called Gooru. It is a free application, internet-based, that you can access on any device. It allows you to set up classrooms and in turn put assignments in them for students for them to work at their own pace. So this can be a great independent learning tool or blended learning tool. Students can actually rate the work. You can create your own assignments, or there's a large library of resources for all different subjects and grade levels that you can draw upon and put them into your classroom and your assignments. So the first thing you need to do is create an account. So if you don't have one already, you would have to sign up. I'm going to log in. I already have an account. And once you are logged in, they have something called your dashboard. This is where all your classes will be listed. As you can see, I have one class already created. You will have nothing there. And I'm going to show you now how to create a class. So over here you have create or join. So as a teacher, you're going to create. And you're going to name it. So I'm just going to call this one English. And create. Now that you have a classroom, this brings you inside the classroom. This is the code. So when students want to join the classroom, so if we go back to Gooru, and when they create their account and they get to this point, they would hit join classroom and put the code right here to join your class. So now that you are inside of your classroom, you can add content a few different ways. You can get it from someone else, okay, so you can find the topic that you're looking for and then add it into your classroom. But before you do that, you need to think of this classroom as a book that has different units. So collections would be sort of units. So since this is an overall English classroom, I might want to start a new collection for the topic that I'm working on. So maybe the novel, or if it's a writing piece. So for this instance, I was going to work on characterization. So I'm going to make a collection and create a new title and entitle it Characterization. This is sort of like the chapter of one of the books in this classroom. I'm going to create it. Now, within this collection is where I will put all the assignments and notes and things that I would like into this area for characterization. Okay, so you can update a thumbnail if you have a picture of something that represents characterization saved on your computer. I'm going to skip that for now. I'm just going to scroll down. Okay, and it's asking you what is the subject of this. So I'm going to keep this in English Language Arts, and I want to see the Common Core State Standards that each thing that's created or each item that I get from the library has. Okay, and you can select the standards from here. All right, now right from here, you can start adding resources. You can either add a question or a resource. So maybe you just have an open question that you want to ask, and here are all the different types that you can put in here. So maybe to just start off, you want to see what they know about it. If they know anything about characterization. So you can have a multiple choice, multiple answer, which is like a checkbox, a drag and drop, so for sequencing to add things in certain order, highlight text, true, false, fill in the blank, multiple select with an image, so multiple answer here would be text, and multiple select would be more than one answer, like a checkbox, but with pictures, and multiple select with text. I'm just going to choose free response right now because I want to ask a question. Highlight it and click create, and I just want to say, take out all that text, and I just want to ask them if they know how characterization is assessed. So how is, this is where I want the question asked, and I'm going to save it. Now I have this question that students will know to click on to answer. And as you want to include more questions, you can add more here of different types, or a different resource. So maybe I'm just going to see what they know here, but then maybe I'm going to add some resources here to help them. So if you know a video or a web page, you can enter the URL here. If you have a web page or any of these other, a video, an audio file, an image, text, something that will help them to see what that is. So what I'm going to do is I want to find a video, and I'm actually going to go outside of Gooru right now and open a new tab and go to YouTube. And you would have this done already if you knew. And I'm just going to search characterization. And let's say I want to do direct and indirect, and I like this one. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to get my URL to put into Gooru. So I'll click share. It's already highlighted for me. Control C. And I'm going to go back to my tab with Gooru, and I click video. It's asking for the URL here, so I will Control V, copy and paste it. And title, I'm going to call it, let's call it indirect characterization. And I'm going to hit create. And now I have two different assignments in this one course of characterization, under this chapter of characterization, but in my overall English Language Arts classroom. Now that I have put these two assignments in here, I do want to make sure that I save. Okay, this does not automatically save, unfortunately, so you have to hit save. Okay, and then it kind of kicked me out. I want to go back in and edit because I want to show you a few things. So far, this is what I have in there. And you can see I added a little picture, since it's characterization, a little character. I want to go back in and edit my information. So now that I know what I put in here, that I'm working on characterization, I can go back and I could select standards. And what's nice is they have them already in there for you. So let's say this is grade 8. And I'm reading literature. That's where I'm going to find the standard for characterization. And here we go right here. I'm going to click on that one, and it's going to pop it right in. Okay, if there's any others that would apply here, we can do that. For now, I'm going to stick with characterization. I'm going to scroll down and add it. Now I have my standards there. So every assignment already has standards, which is great. You don't have to look them up. They just kind of pop them right in there for your subject. Okay, so now, right now, I have these two assignments in my editor. If you look up here, these areas apply. So my information is here, my standards, my title. If I go to editor, it'll just bring me down a little bit to this section where my assignments are. If I decide I want to get rid of one, I can just delete it here. If I want to copy it and then change it, I could do that here. I can edit it right here. And this I can copy too. So to put it into another classroom, I could click here. If I want to add some more, I can add a question or a resource here. And one thing is up to you with standards, settings. Right now, this content is only visible to those you want to give this link to, so your students. You can make this visible in the profile library so that other teachers can maybe use your content as well. So that library that I was talking about where we're going to go, I'm going to show you where to get some information or some other assignments or slideshows or things that might help you. If you want to put this on, so I'm going to put it on so that other people can possibly use this. That's just a personal preference. Okay, and now if I go to the top, this collection, if I want to delete it all together, let's say I'm just scratch the whole thing, I don't want to do this, I can just delete it here. The link right here to give students, if you click on that, share your link, you can just copy this, it copies it to your clipboard. You can post this on your web page or Google Classroom, and that's how students can very easily access this Gooru collection. And you can preview it here as well. I'm going to get out of this link for right now. And to go back to the overall course, if I click here, this brings me back to my course. Okay, so now you can see that within my course I have a unit. Okay, I have to title that unit, so let's edit it. Seems it didn't take it. And save. Now that we have our assignments listed in our classroom, we can preview what this would look like for the students. So if we hit preview up here, okay, so this collection, this unit is characterization, and this is the two things that I posted so far in this collection. So here is that question about asking them what they know about characterization. This is where they would answer. You just click in there, and they're going to hit save and next when they're done. This is a preview, so it won't let you do that right now. This is where they can rate this, so if they think this was really helpful or not, or they thought this didn't help at all, they're confused. The next item listed here is the video. So when we click on that, the video will pop in. It takes a few minutes. And now they can watch this video. Okay. After that, I may have other questions or whatever the next assignment is that I want for them to do. If I see the usage report, that's where I can see how far the students have gone. Right now there's no students in this classroom, so you can't see that, but this is where you would see their progress as they go along. Okay, so, and if you want to remix this, if you want to edit it or change it, you would hit remix, and then you can make changes. So I'm going to go back right now to my collection. Okay, and here are the two things that were listed there, and as you want to add more resources, you can do that here. So let's say now I want to look for resources that may be available in this vast library of resources that people publish in Gooru. So I'm going to just type in characterization in the search bar and see what comes up. So now all of these other collections come up from people that they've published here, so you can review these and look and see what works for you. So if you just click on it, it will bring you into the examples, and you can see they have all of these assignments within their collection. Some of them say you can't be viewed here, but if you hit play, it'll take you to the outside. So for instance, this is a video, and if I hit play here, it'll take me out into YouTube. So it's actually taking me out of Gooru, but that's how I can view the collection and then paste it into mine. So I'm going to go back right now. And what's nice too is they have the Common Core standard right at the top and the grade level. So this, let's say this one, characterization examples, I want to put into mine. Okay, so I'm going to hit remix from here, and I'm going to keep it called that, the examples. And now it says you've remixed it. Do you want to edit it? And I do want to edit it because I want to put it into my collection. So maybe I'm not going to change it, but I just want to add it in. So now right here it's showing me I have it here. And if I scroll down, it's showing me my editor. Okay, or actually that editor. These are the three things that are listed in this unit of study. Let's say I just want one of those things. So here's a resource, a web page. Okay. Now remember before when we said copy to, you can put this where you want. So I'm going to use this last one right here, and I'm going to hit copy to. And where do I want to copy it to? Well, I have my class right here, characterization. Okay. There's a question here, there's a question here. So I'm going to click to my characterization, and I'm going to add it. And it tells me I've added it. Do I want to edit that collection? So let's go back and look at mine now. And now here's my collection for characterization. I'm going to scroll down. In my editor, I have this third item. So now this is part of my unit of study. So I created these, but then I pulled this one from somewhere else. So you can mix and match this collection to fit your needs of what you'd like to actually put in here and what assignments or questions you'd like students to answer. You can always go back and add questions. Remember, there's all these different question types here that you can add in. So you can give students resources and then questions to answer them and help them with certain topics. So now you're in that course, English Language Arts class, and maybe you want to make another unit. So you can always create a new unit, and maybe this next unit is going to be all about theme. And then you can again have the same options to create your own or find some from others, find videos and add all the different topics you'd like to add into there. And you can keep creating units here, or you can have different classrooms. Okay, and remember that link to share this information in this classroom is right here. So that's how students can get directed right to this point. And that's how you can build different resources and different units of study that students can work at their own pace in Gooru. If you go back out of the class and then go to teach, to go back in to see our different options. So your course map is where all your units are and your titles and lessons. To get into them, you have to edit them to actually able to access them. This is where you can check the data. So once you have students in this class, you can see a score if there are assessments put in here. You can see for completion just how far students over here, if you click on that, how far they've gone, if they've completed or not. Right now I have no data because I have no students. Okay. And some class information, if you want to put that in here, if there's more than one teacher. There's nothing to display. We don't have any announcements. If you had an announcement, you can put something here. So as you can see, this is a good way to put a lot of information in one space. A great way for students for independent learning, blended learning, to study at their own pace, maybe even a way for students that are ahead or always finished first to give them some extra work. And all of this is free, and it's accessible from any device that has internet service. So as always, you can always contact me if you need any help with this, to create this, any gurus or to find them. And it's a great open education resource that's invaluable.